What's up, everybody? Welcome back to OJ Reacts. And today we're going to be reacting to Deion Sanders' interview with the Bleacher Report. I'm so excited about listening to this. I want to know if you want to get inside the mind of Deion Sanders and the way that he thinks and kind of his approach to coaching and his approach to life overall. He puts everything out there. He doesn't hide anything. So it's going to be interesting. So let's get into it. All right. So we're going to start this around the 16 minute mark or so. But I'll make sure I leave a link down in the description so you guys can definitely go check it out. So let's get into it.
With life values.
Yes.
In what ways do the way that people live their lives also mimic the ways that they will play football or be a football coach?
You can be an idiot off the field. You can be an idiot off the field, not an idiot on the field. It don't work like that. You can't, because you don't have the light switch inside, and you can't turn that on and off. You can't not.
First of all, I'm rocking with the shirt, man, with the sweater. That CU with the gold. I mean, it's like he just manifests anything he wants. I remember when he got drafted. Well, I don't remember personally because I wasn't, I don't remember that far back. But I remember that seeing a video of him wearing black and gold on his draft day. Who would have known that this would be happening?
Study in your school work and bring back the adequate grades so that you not only are eligible, but you are on your way towards a degree, and you ain't studying your playbook either. Because if you're not studying that, you're not studying that. And that's why we look for smart, tough, fast, disciplined young men with character. Smart, tough, fast, disciplined with character. And we don't balk on that. We've made some mistakes and we've let a few get slide, but I promise you this next recruiting cycle, we ain't letting none slide because we've seen how that could affect us and infect us.
So with your approach being so all-encompassing, when this season is over, how will you measure success? What has to happen for you to say what we did this year was successful?
That's a great question. Let me tell you something. In all the comings and goings that they've talked about in the ignorant number of kids that have come in and come out, we had the highest GPA in the history of Colorado football. In the history this spring, with all that going on. And right there now,
I think that's really impressive. I actually saw that on Twitter where they actually had one of the highest GPAs in athletics over the history of the actual university. I follow Coach Prime at Jackson State, and they also preach the same thing at Jackson State. He takes his education very serious. All of his kids, well, at least I know Shiloh actually has his degree as well. Shalomar is actually finishing up her degree, and then of course Shadur, he's probably going to come back one more year and finish his degree. He actually takes his education very serious, so that's good to hear, man.
I clap with my feet. With my feet. That's how excited I was because I don't play bad grades or dysfunction in the classroom because I'm wise enough to know that 85% of these young men ain't going pro. So I got to make sure they get the education and they're consistent with the values of life because I want them to walk out of here with a six-figure job, and I'm trying to have connectivity with several companies that they can.
Oh, that's awesome.
I envision a darn workforce draft.
I want to stop right there really quick because I think that there's so much value in understanding where these kids are and not selling them a dream. A lot of people come in thinking that, I'm just going to go pro from here and so on and so forth. But, I love the fact that he's talking about this subject that, look, 85% I ain't going pro, but I want to establish a pipeline that will allow companies to actually come in here and, you can sell yourself or pitch yourself based on your education and based on how you perform, not only on the field, but in the classroom and in society as well, which also creates huge NIL opportunities for the students that actually come to campus. Man, what he's doing is awesome, man. I think it's great.
We have an NFL draft. We have an NBA draft. Why can't we have a draft for the kids that play for me? Into all these different companies because they're smart, tough, fast, disciplined, and they have character. Okay, they may not be a professional athlete. They may not could play for any of the leagues. They may not have that type of talent, but they have the ability and they're leaders. So that's what they have all these qualities that translate in leadership abilities that translate into successful lifestyles. Because I want them to be great fathers, great men. Great husband. I want them to just be community leaders. I want to, when they come back to Colorado, I want to smile and say, that's my dog. Well, I told you was going to be the governor one day. I told you that.
You know what I think one of his greatest qualities are? He has this amazing ability to just speak things into existence without a shadow of a doubt within himself. That is something that not everyone has the ability to do. It may take multiple lifetimes for someone to be able to do something like that. I think that he has this ability to say something and become that. It's like he believes it. If he can see it, he can believe it. If he can believe it, he can achieve it. He kind of walks into that. That takes years for people to get over. There's so many internal things that people have to try to navigate, to get to that place in their life, whether you white, black, Hispanic, it doesn't really matter. That's just natural internal work, based on his faith and based on how he walks and how he moves as a man.
And I have several of those young men that I could look at. I'm looking at them in my head right now, and they're going to be that.
What have you seen just believing in somebody do to their confidence?
It uplifts them and it motivates them. The Bible clearly says there's life and death in the power of the tongue. And I use the tongue to uplift you. I mean, when I say girl, you see what I'm saying? Like that's automatic. And it's the same thing when a woman looks at a man and says, "You go, boy, you did that. Boy, you did that." I mean, and when I'm telling my kids, we had an instance on the sideline this last game where Jimmy was having a horrific game. He's a receiver, Jimmy Horn. And I said, "Jimmy, you're a dog. We from Florida, man. And guess what? Papa's at the crib and he's incarcerated watching you right now. And he wants to clap in front of all his different inmates because he believes in his son. We're going to make Pop proud tonight. That's what we're going to do because his son is a dog. Now you go out there and show the world who you are." And in return, he went and caught the touchdown, the game-tying touchdown. And he was having a horrendous night, but just speaking life into Jimmy and understand where he was, where he was located. I've been there. Because I sympathize and empathize with him and I know his background and his situation. So I'm able to pull that intangible out of him that I connect to him in a pivotal time like that.
You listen to him speak, right? He first of all, he has a gift of discernment. In the more, for those of you who are more in the religious sector and the spiritual sector, there's discernment, whether somebody has the ability to sense or to pick up on or to feel a notion of the way someone's feeling or who someone is based on what type of energy. In the spiritual sector, they may call it energy. He has the ability to discern energy and to read an individual or read and assess a room. And, not everybody has that. Even some of your most qualified preachers today, they can exegete and, speak on a text, right? Speaking in preacher terms here. But they just don't have the ability to galvanize. Not everybody has that ability. Just watching him speak, he has that ability naturally. He came in the womb like that. He came out. I'm sure there's other circumstances and factors that played into Prime becoming who he is today. And he kind of walks that walk and talks that talk, and that's just who he is. And so I kind of appreciate him sharing that gift with us and allowing him to walk into that. For those of you who are more on the religious side, he believes in Jesus Christ. He walks that. That's how he maneuvers in his life through his faith. He would be nothing without God. And he says that quite often. And I tend to agree we wouldn't be nothing without God as long as we don't understand who and what we are as divine beings, living our truth and walking in our faith. Shout out to Coach Prime, man. Shout out to Taylor Rooks for this interview over on Bleacher Report. I'll leave a link down in the description. You guys let me know what you feel about this interview. There's tons of more footage here. I mean, I just didn't have time to go through it. It's over an hour of an interview. So I just wanted to hear a little bit of it and get your feedback, guys. Hey, listen, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below. Let me know where you're from, where you're listening from. And I hope you guys like the makeup of the channel. I want to continue to grow this channel and continue to bring you great content. I'm looking forward to Colorado playing Oregon this week. While Oregon should technically win this game, I feel like what Coach Prime gives these young men is something that you can't really teach on a stat sheet or teach on the field, and that's heart. Now, some people are going to go based off of what they see, and a lot of times that's you should, right? You should go based off what you see, but you also sometimes have to trust what you feel. And I think that with what he's doing, he's giving them ability to push mentally through difficult situations. So I'm excited to see what Colorado does, man, against Oregon. Peace, Grant. Love you guys, and I'm out of here.